Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries, and in this 23rd RPGaDay 2015 video I'm going to be talking about the perfect game for me. Now, it'll come as absolutely no surprise to any of you who know me or have watched any of my videos or have gamed with me that one of my favourite games, and the game I consider to be perfect for me, is going to be a Fate-based game. And in fact, it's this. Fate Accelerated. Now, I've already talked at great length in one of my earlier videos about the actual in-depth details and the nitty-gritty of the Fate Accelerated system. So if you want to see that, you can click on the link there. However, in this video, I'm going to talk about what I feel makes Fate Accelerated perfect for me. Now, whenever I run a game, I've always got loads of ideas running around in my head, far more than you can possibly cram into a single game, although I do try and fit as many in as possible, which has over time led to me appreciating the one-off session a lot more than I used to, since when I first started role-playing it was sort of assumed that the default style of play was campaign play, and of course that's how I started, and I still vastly prefer campaign play overall nowadays. However, I have started to enjoy running one-off games more. I'm not saying I'm amazing at it, because I'm more accustomed to campaign roleplay, but I have started getting a little bit better at running one-shots. And a large part of my interest in them has been to do with this book here. Since it's a very slimline book, as you can see there, it has no more than 50 pages in it. However, everything is contained within this book to enable you to create a character quickly, efficiently, with almost any concept that you can imagine. And there's also advice for the GM on how to quickly create a setting to have those characters run around in. All of this makes it excellent for running one-shots, since unless you're running with pre-gen characters, which is a great thing to do for one-shots, since it allows people to look at them in advance and get straight in there. It also allows the GM to tailor the adventure for the specific abilities of those characters. However, if you do want to run a one-shot where the players can create their own characters, you really need a game like this where you can create characters very quickly, because every minute, hour, whatever you spend creating those characters is a minute or an hour that you're not actually spending playing them. I enjoy creating characters and the process of going through it as much as the next person. However, when I come to play an RPG, I'm mainly there to play the RPG. So I like systems that let me efficiently create the characters that I envision with a minimal of time wastage, so that I can jump straight into the game and get on with the actual business of enjoying playing them. And this is what Fate Accelerated allows you to do. It also gives the players a lot of agency in the game. They have a lot of control over the narrative and where it actually goes. This can only be a good thing in my opinion, since I've always viewed role-playing as a largely collaborative process where the GM and the players try and build a story between them, rather than the GM just handing stuff down to the players like some form of angry and easily offended deity and the players working their way through it. I much prefer to get input from players to tell me what they're actually looking to see in a game, because my main goal when I run a game is for myself and the players to all enjoy playing in it. I want everyone to have that enjoyment and that experience of the game. So it only seems logical to me that if you can have a system like this, which practically encourages the players to tell you what they want to see in the game via the use of aspects for their characters. And if you don't know what aspects are, I've done a video about that in Fate, which if I put that down you can see on the link there. I think why as a GM would you not take advantage of that and use those things that the players are offering up to you to make a game that's enjoyable for them? Now, as far as I'm concerned, Fate Accelerated has everything you need for one-shots and for quick games. You can create characters quickly, it lets you create a setting quickly. All of the mechanics in there are very easy to master and allow you to create the campaign world and jump straight into the business of playing the game with minimal unnecessary fuss. However, I also think it can be used for campaign play, and I know people have sort of disputed how suitable Fate Accelerated is for campaign play, but I certainly think it can be used. I know of various offshoots of it that have been used for campaigns. In fact, the Jadepunk Fate game, which I personally feel is closer to Fate Accelerated than it is to Fate Core, is a good example of this. I'm currently running a campaign of it, and we've run a number of sessions of it, and it seems to be going quite well. The players seem to be enjoying it, and I'm certainly enjoying running it as a GM. So that's what makes Fate Accelerated an ideal game for me. It lets me create the characters that I've got envisioned in my mind, and it allows me to experiment with concepts of games, mashups, of combining different ideas from a GMing perspective that other more stricter games may not allow me to do. It also provides the players with a mechanism for telling me what they want to see in a game, which allows me to create a game that we're all going to enjoy. And that's the main point of role-playing games for me. So there we are. That was my perfect game for me, Fate Accelerated by Evil Hat Publishing. I hope to see you in the next video, and if you've enjoyed this one, I hope you'll click on the red dice up there in the corner to subscribe to my channel. Until I see you next time, take care and happy gaming.